How you doing, everybody? We changing the front right axle of Xc90 2006 2.5 AWD. Best thing to do is take everything apart. I mean, you can leave this hanging right here like that. Take the brake things off and tie it so that way the cable won't break on you or damage it. Brake caliper. I just took this axle out. What I did is I got this right here and I just give it a few hit and it came right out. Some of them is really rusted, you cannot take out. And I got this is a used one, it's a nice one. This one is a used one, this one is the old one. This one got a ripped in it right here. And it was leaking all the fluid. You can hear lose all the fluid, so I had a little knocking from the front. Okay. I had a little knocking from the front, so I know it was the axle because it was losing all the grease. I guess it's too late for me to change the boot because the axle, I believe, is damaged. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the new one in there. Sometimes you got to get it straight to put it in. All right. And you can hear a click. And when you hear that click, that means it's in. And from now on is to put back everything together. It's a little easy if you take your time and do it step by step. Don't try to rush. Don't get kind of frustrated with it, but take your time, step by step. You're going to be able to do it, save a lot of money. And one thing I'm going to tell you not to do, just watch out, watch this one and this one, because if this right here hit this one, you're going to end up having to replace the boot. So you don't want to let this hit this one right here. So the best thing to do is have somebody help you out. Make sure this is not gonna hit this one and touch, and crack the boot. And from now on, all you gotta do is just put back everything together. See, I got all the grease right here. I'm gonna wipe down because from the old axle. I'm gonna come back and finish the video, but I'm gonna finish this up. Okay, what I did is I came back, I wiped everything off. What I did is I put the screw in first. So this is one hit this one. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the axle in here and try to lift this up and put the other screw in. That's all you need to do, guys. And torque everything. Everything should be good. What I'm gonna do is the screw the other way, not this screw, is another screw. I turn it towards this side and I hit the axle all the way till it get out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to put it in here. Okay guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and put the caliper back in. Just line it up. Try not to damage the brake pads. And put it in, just slide it up and put the bolts. Sometimes it's hard to try to line them. Put your hand, finger through there. So what I would do is get a socket and just try to turn it. But right now I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, one of them is lined up, and I'm gonna do the second one from the bottom. Okay, hold it from one side, you turn it from one side. This one is 18 millimeter one side, and the other one is 13, 16. I just grab what I got at a time, see which one fits. You know, just make sure it's nice and snug. You don't have to go crazy on it. That's it. And this one is the same way. Okay, and it should be good to go. Those big bolts, so make sure they nice tight. Okay, I forgot to tell you guys one more thing. Brake sensor. You have to take the brake sensor out first when you take all the stuff out. You can still see I still got grease from the old axle that got ripped on me. Just gonna clear it up, put it in the slot. As I believe it's in. I believe it's a. I'm gonna make sure right now. I think it's an 8 millimeter bolt. Okay. Don't forget to put the brake sensor. So I put it in. I got an 8 millimeter bolt. So I just put it in the socket and put it in there. Just tie it by hand, then tie it with the small ratchet or the big ratchet. To just make sure you don't snug against a tiny bit because it's a small bolt. You don't want to rip it off. What is small? You're right back off. All right. Got a 3/8 and a 1/4 inch. Just snug it. Make sure it's nice and snug. That's all you gotta do. So it's back in, and don't forget to click it back to this. Come here. Don't forget to click it back to here. All right. It's nice and set here. What this right here is a bulgy bolt. What I did is I tied the caliper to here so that way you wouldn't have no problem with the liner. Leave this line just stay like this. So the next thing now to do is to tie the caliper bolt. You just gotta tie it now and just make sure they're nice and snug. You could do them by hand first. Okay, I'm gonna have to use something else because it's gonna take me all day to do. Besides that 18, this is 19. I'm just gonna tie it till get real tight. got it right here, 18. So what to do right now? Snug. Make sure it's nice and snug. You should be good to go. Okay, all you gotta do now is to put the axle bolt in, and you should be set to go. This one you don't gotta tie it too much. I believe this one is a size. It's a size 13. Just make sure it's nice and snug. You don't gotta tie it too much because you're gonna mess it up if you do. Alright guys, everything is done. All you gotta do is put the tire back on and you should be good to go. I spent $100 for this axle. It's a used, good condition one, a Volvo one. If I had bought it brand new, it was gonna cost me around $700, maybe close to $800-900 for the installation. So I saved almost probably about 90 to 90 some percent. I did my own stuff and it's good to go. I did a lot of things on this car, and I'm glad that I'm working myself, because if I've taken this some shop stuff like that, I would have paid trouble for this car already. I would have done paid trouble. So I bought this car for $4,800. I've been having it over 4 years, almost 5 years now. Put about 70,000 miles on it. You know, I spent a couple $1,000 to buy parts for it, but I did everything myself. So overall, it's not bad. It's a safety vehicle. We had a snowstorm here. This car was doing phenomenal. There's a four-wheel drive, you know, four-wheel drive. So never got stuck nowhere with it. Of course, it doesn't snow so much here, but in the rain and the snow, is a perfect car for safety. For your kids, is a perfect car. But if you're gonna buy one like this, make sure you're gonna do the work yourself, because if you don't, you're gonna be frustrated with this vehicle. You're gonna be try to give it away or sell it for whatever you can, because things break on this car. Oh, maintenance. It's just actually it's a maintenance thing. This axle, you know, it was ripped. I don't know why it got ripped. Maybe something hit it from the bottom. I ripped it. But overall, it's a nice vehicle. Just like I said, make sure you do the work yourself, because if you don't, you're gonna end up paying a lot of money for people to do your work. And when they do the work, most people sometimes they don't do it right. You gotta find a good, dependable mechanic to do it. All right, guys. We'll see you next video.